It's happening. Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well and are having a flare-free day. Thanks so much for coming to my channel. I'm attempting 75 hard while living with endometriosis. I don't know about you, but I've been hearing about 75 hard for a couple of months now, and it's been all over my social media feeds. So I wanted to learn more about what this challenge was, what were the requirements for the challenge, and if it is possible to do it while living with a chronic condition like endometriosis. So what is 75 hard? 75 Hard is described as a transformative mental toughness program. It was created in 2019 by an entrepreneur, CEO, and podcaster, Andy Frisella. He outlines that it's not a fitness challenge, but a transformative mental toughness challenge. So there are a couple rules with this challenge. Every day for 75 days, you have to complete 2 45-minute workouts, with one having to be outside. You have to pick a meal plan and stick to it. No cheat meals and no alcohol. 10 pages of a nonfiction book daily. Progress picture daily. And you have to drink a gallon of water daily. I saw this challenge and thought to myself, I've been seeing it all over my social media pages, and I was curious if I could do this challenge while living with endometriosis, a chronic condition that causes painful flare-ups and extreme fatigue, endobelly bloating, chronic pain. I also was curious if I could do this challenge while being a new mom to an 18-month-old. I work an 8 to 5, sometimes 8 to 6 job, so I was curious if I could implement this routine alongside that as well. Here is my why of why I want to attempt this challenge. Recently, I've been feeling a little bit out of sorts, especially coming out of maternity leave. I've been really open on my channel here that during my maternity leave process, I felt a little out of sorts. I didn't really know what my identity was. I couldn't really see the old version of myself. I didn't know who I was as a person. I was a new mom, and I also had left my career for a couple of months to take care of my baby. So I didn't have my job as an identity piece in the short term. I saw this challenge as an opportunity to maybe find myself again, to create a sense of stability and security within my day-to-day life with a constant routine happening for 75 days or 2.5 months. I wanted to create a challenge for myself and to see what would stick and work with my daily routines moving forward past the 75 days, if I was able to make it past the 75 days. Living with endometriosis is the second why of why I wanted to do this challenge. You see people on social media and you don't know what they're going through on a day-to-day basis. I saw people taking on this challenge and thinking, I wonder if they have a chronic condition, or I wonder if they have chronic pain or chronic fatigue or brain fog or painful bloating or a flare-up that just takes them out. It seemed pretty easy on the internet because we see the highlight reel of what's going on. But as someone living with a chronic condition that arrives unannounced on a weekly or daily basis sometimes, I was curious to see if this challenge would be possible, and I'm curious to see if a challenge like this would either support or hinder my pain in a positive or negative way. I was curious to see if the habits that I was taking on during the 75 days would be able to support my endometriosis in the long run. Specifically around the eating and meal plan. There's no set meal plan provided for this challenge, but eating healthy, whole foods, anti-inflammatory foods was something that I really wanted to focus on for this challenge, and I'm curious to see if it will be beneficial in the long run for my chronic pain, especially as my endometriosis is an inflammatory disease. Part of this challenge is that if you miss any aspect of the daily challenge requirements or you skip a day completely, you have to restart from day 1. Even if you're on day 57 and you miss day 58 or you miss an aspect of 58, you have to start from day 1 again. I will not be doing that. Living with a chronic condition, it's hard to work within the boundaries of my flares and when they arrive. So I'm gonna be easy on my body in the sense that I won't be restarting the challenge if I miss a day. When I'm feeling rested and my body's able to, I'll be moving on to the next day as if it were not a day missed. I'll note what happened and I'll be documenting the journey throughout to see what works and doesn't for my body, and if flares come forward and what exercise or food had impacted that. This is the reality of my life living with a chronic condition. I have to keep moving forward. Being easy on my body and building a positive relationship with my body while living with a chronic condition, I have to keep moving forward and keep looking ahead. Now, I do want to do a disclaimer that I'm not a doctor or nutritionist, so with the water consumption portion, I've heard mixed reviews on whether a gallon of water is safe to consume or not, especially if you're not replenishing your electrolytes in a way that you should be. So for this challenge, I'll be focusing on drinking 6 glasses of water a day. I have been putting others ahead of my own health and wellness, especially since becoming a new mother. I've been avoiding making habits that are positive for myself, such as eating healthy, drinking water, and moving my body. So this challenge honestly feels like a breath of fresh air to start and to try to put myself first, even if it's for the short term. Here are some cautions ahead of this challenge. I'm looking to create a better relationship with my body, especially when you live with a chronic condition and your body is unable to do the things that you wish or want to do because of your illness. It can really take a toll on the way you view yourself and your body. Endometriosis causes painful bloating called endobelly. So over the course of my life, I have had ups and downs when it comes to the relationship with my body. I've had a pregnancy, which has also impacted my body and the way I view myself. I am my hardest critic. So entering into this challenge, I am not going to weigh myself or put myself on the scale. I'm gonna go off of how I feel instead of the way I look. My goal with this challenge is to not lose weight. That's not why I'm doing this. It's more about finding myself and finding routines that work for me. I will not be sharing my starting weight or my ending weight because I won't even know that myself. When it comes to movement and endometriosis, I know for myself and my body that some exercises trigger chronic pain flares. Long runs and high intensity spin classes are typically exercises that cause an endometriosis flare up to show up for me. So knowing my body and my chronic pain, I'll opt for weight training during this program, body weight training, yoga, Pilates, walking, low impact rides on our Peloton, and just good overall movement for my body. This challenge, like I've mentioned, doesn't lay out a specific meal plan. So in my mind, it is a great opportunity to be flexible with your meal plan and nutrition, to try new foods and to try new recipes in a healthy, sustainable manner. It seems flexible enough to meet everyone's personal needs and lifestyle. Personally, my meals will be focused on whole foods, natural, nutritious foods, and leaning more on the anti-inflammatory side, so like dark leafy greens, blueberries, salmon, to really support the inflammation that exists with my chronic condition. Everyone's body is different, and you may already know what works for you and your body and your chronic condition. It's really important too, and a disclaimer, to talk to your doctor or nutritionist ahead of starting this program if you're drastically changing your nutrition plan to make sure that it works for you, your body, and any medications that you're currently on for your chronic condition. I'll document the process. I'll see what works and what doesn't. I'll see what causes a flare-up or what actually supports my endometriosis. I'll see what's sustainable with this challenge while working a full-time job and as a new mom. Let's see what habits I can stick with and aspects of the challenge that just may not work for me or my body. Let's get to it.